Live now to Glasgow. I'm delighted to say Brian Kennedy joins us live on Sky Sports News. Brian, good evening to you. What can you tell me, Brian, why this time did the bid fail?
I can't answer that. We've talked at length to the administrators over the weeks. We felt that we got up to the quantum level they were looking for. We always thought that the big stumbling block was Craig White's shares. I went up to Inverness last Sunday to Craig White's castle, met him, talked to him over 3 hours, and he then agreed to give the shares over, so that is no longer an issue. So we can only guess that this late bidder has come in with a knockout bid and is an extremely credible individual. And we sincerely hope they are, because our motive is, and always has been, the survival and prosperity of Rangers Football Club, Jim.
So Brian, quite simply, is it the case, do you feel that in the eyes of the administrators, your bid just wasn't up to it? It wasn't strong enough again?
I think everything is relative. If we were the only bid on the table, we got up to the quantum that Paul Clark asked me to get up to last Saturday, a week last Saturday. He won't deny that. But if suddenly somebody comes in and offers another 4 or 5 million and sounds credible, the administrator's got a difficult decision to make. Does he go with the party that sounds a little bit lower but is absolutely sure of deliverability, or does he take the risk? And that's the issue. My big worry is he's taking a risk again. If this consortium falls away next week, then on their head be it.
So you think, to get the thing done and dusted, the administrator should have given the thumbs up to you this time around?
100%. You know, we're ready with a team of lawyers, accountants, due diligence experts. We've already done a couple of weeks of due diligence. We're all ready to move in tomorrow morning. And our lawyer from Walker Morris, David Hinchcliffe, has said categorically, Brian, if you want a successful CVA, our team have got to get up from Yorkshire this afternoon and get in tomorrow morning. Now, if that's what one of the top CVA administrative insolvency lawyers is telling me, then how is this new consortium, who have done no due diligence in Ibrox itself, going to be able to deliver a CVA? I very much question whether they're going to get there, but I hope they prove us wrong.
So now, the big question is this, Brian. For a 4th time, will you go back to the drawing board and come back with another bid? Because, as you probably know, Brian, the massive sway of Rangers support is with you and the Blue Knights. That's why they blew out Bill Miller in the United States. Maybe they don't want this London consortium again. It appears it is you who are the popular ones. Will you come back in with another bid?
No. I'll repeat. A week last Saturday, I was asked to get to a certain quantum by Paul Clark. We got to that figure. He said, fine, leave it with me. We thought the deal was done a week ago last Saturday. Since then, we've actually improved it a bit more and said, this is it, guys, last chance saloon. The issue is now timing, Jim. No longer about quantum. For us, it's about timing. If we don't get in tomorrow morning, start our due diligence, we cannot complete the CVA, and the CVA is the only route that we would go down, because we believe that's what's important for the prosperity of Rangers.
So Brian, what leads you to believe that you'll get the call tonight from the administrator saying, Brian and Blue Knights, come back in. We've changed our mind, we're going to give it to you?
What leads me to believe that?
What leads you to believe that?
Well, nothing leads me. I don't think they will come back to us. I think maybe they just don't like us. Maybe it's a personality issue. I think we're a bit anathema to this, to the administrators. I don't know. I would hope they would. Our bid was off the table at 12 o'clock today, but they know the situation. You know, I really hope they know what they're doing, and I hope the consortium they're going with, Jim, will deliver. If they don't, Rangers again are in big trouble.
So all hangs now on the administrators giving the thumbs up to this London-based consortium, who, Brian, as I understand it, they're well funded. They'd have to be, because Rangers are financially stricken. They're led by this fellow Charles Green. What do you know of him? What do you know of them?
I have no idea. I've spoken to Charles Green today. Sounds a nice fellow. I don't know if he is the right guy to take the club forward. I believe he's just putting together a load of investors and trying to bring it all together. So, you know, I hope he knows what he's doing. I hope Paul Clark knows what he's doing. And I hope David Whitehouse knows what he's doing. Otherwise, they've got blood on their hands.
You've spoken to Charles Green. Is there any chance, Brian, you would team up with them?
Who, we would team up with Charles Green?
Is there any chance of that?
No.
Absolutely not.
No. We've got our team, we're in place, we've got really good businessmen round the table. You know, we've got Douglas Parks, who's built up a fantastic business, real honest, shrewd businessman who's a Rangers supporter. We've got Gordon Mackay, who's a great CEO. We've got Paul Murray, you know, we've got Graham Souness on board. We've got Walter Smith, who's agreed to join us. It's all in the conference earlier. We made all these points. We've got our team set, but we had to get the decision today so we could start all the stuff we need to go through tomorrow morning.
Brian, this was the thing that was exciting so many Rangers fans. A role for Graham Souness, a role for Walter Smith. What roles were you offering these fellas?
Well, I talked at length to Walter last night. I've been speaking at length to Graham virtually every day. These two are just fantastic football men with great gravitas and charisma. And they would come in on a part-time basis. What we'd be doing is we'd be forming a football board. You shouldn't have finance men or chief executives dictating what the football strategy is. That is down to football men, principally Alistair McCoist, who we think the world of, but to also have Graham Souness and Walter Smith with all their contacts worldwide would have been an absolute dream team in terms of working out the football strategy for Rangers Football Club going forward. So that's the way we're going to structure it. A board which consists of a financial, commercial side and a separate footballing side, and that would have been Alistair McCoist, Graham Souness and Walter Smith.
Brian, I don't know you, but I certainly know of you. You've got 17 businesses. You certainly know the difference between profit and loss. As I understand it, spitting your blushes, you're worth something like £600 million. Are you looking at these administrators tonight, Brian, and thinking, what on earth are you doing?
I just hope they've got some cunning master plan that's going to absolutely blow us all away. I really hope they've got that. If they haven't, then, you know, I'll be very, very concerned and very anxious for Rangers.
Brian, just to finish with, I take it you were prepared to take on all eventualities at Rangers. I mean, the place is in an absolute mess, top to bottom, financially, as we understand it. But you felt you were more than capable, with your plan and the people on board, to clear up this mess.
Look, Rangers is one of the greatest Scottish institutions in existence. We're proud of it. It's a fantastic club. They've got fantastic fans. Every club has their problems, of course. But I'm proud of Rangers as a club. We had a team, we have a team to go in there and start from scratch, get it clean, get good men round the table, ensure we cut our cloth accordingly so that we have a sustainable business going forward for another 140 years. We were ready to do that because it needs to be done to save this great Scottish institution. I sincerely hope the bidders that Duff and Phelps go with are of a like mind.
Ryan, we cannot thank you enough for speaking to us live tonight on Sky Sports News. It's been extremely interesting and revealing hearing from you tonight, and we sincerely thank you for taking the time out to speak to us.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Well, there we are, Natalie. Brian Kennedy telling us live on Sky Sports News this Friday night his frustration that his and the Blue Knights bid has failed in terms of the takeover, any takeover of Rangers Football Club tonight. He thought he was there, but it's just come under the bar for whatever reason as far as the administrators are concerned. Brian